Good day, good day, good day. Sammy I Can Win here, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys all the mistakes that I believe I made going on a £20,000 property investing course. And if you stay with me to the end, I'm also going to share with you what I believe about property investing courses when they come into tens of thousands of pounds, and generally whether they are a scam or whether they are actually legitimate. Now, the first thing I want to share with you guys is it's not all about the money. Now, when I say that, I want to start this video saying that because I want you to understand that this video is not my attempt at saying whether a property investing course is worth 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 or any other set of thousands of pounds or dollars. The reason why I don't want this video to be focused on that is because what some people forget is that properties are some of the most expensive assets you or I will ever engage with, invest in, or buy in our whole lifetime. So as a direct result, I want you to understand that if you pay 20,000 like I have or more on property investing courses, you have to understand that if that course saves you from making one mistake which would have cost you 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, that course has already been worth the money. So I'm not going to be going into whether I think the courses are worth it, but I will be talking about whether I think those courses are a scam, and more importantly, the mistakes I made when going on a £20,000 property course. Now, to start with, I'm going to share with you guys exactly how much I paid on my first, what I would say expensive, as some people would say, property investing course. Now, I paid £16,000 plus VAT, which we just round up and call £20,000 on a particular property program. Now, when I went on that property program, I was excited. I was looking forward to all of the things I was going to learn. But what I didn't realize is that there were very basic things that I could have done which could have changed my trajectory and allowed me to get even better results during that process of that program. Now, because of that, I later, a number of years later, was able to look back, reflect, and realize that, you know what, Samuel, there were mistakes you made. And what would be great for people in the community is to understand some of these mistakes, so hopefully you don't make those mistakes at all. And more importantly, so you can actually choose whether these kind of programs, like the ones I've been on in the past, are actually or even of any value to you. Now, here's the first mistake that I made: treating the course like school. Now, the interesting thing is, some of you who know my background will know I used to work in schools. I used to be a lead practitioner. I used to teach A-level and secondary maths, and I used to teach teachers how to teach. Maybe because of that, I was so steeped in the ideas of school that I actually treated this course like school. I didn't treat it like CPD, which is continued professional development, which is what everybody goes through in their workplaces, but rather I treated it like a school curriculum. One of those things where if you learn as much as possible, which at the time I thought learning was listening and taking notes, then you will be able to do as much as possible. Now, the problem is with many courses, learning is not what most people think it is. Learning is not knowing. Learning is not about having head knowledge, which unfortunately we still teach in the 2020s in the school system. But actually, learning is all about mastering. And if you're interested in a resource that talks all about that, you can look in the description of this video and I'll put a link to a book which you can get, which talks all about that. Now, the first mistake being the fact that I treated the course like school meant that I was on the course trying to learn as much as possible, trying to cram as much in my head as possible, as if I had an exam coming up. Now, the reality was there was no exam coming up except for the exam of life, which you and I face every single day. And the problem with that is, as a result, it leads me on to the second mistake I made. And that second mistake I made is all about waiting. You see, subconsciously, because I treated the program like school, I was always waiting until the end of the program as if I needed to know every single thing from the course before I could take action. Listen, I want to encourage you, no matter what you're doing in life, whether you're even in school, if you're a student and you're listening to this, if you're someone who's employed and you're working, or definitely if you've got your own business, please don't wait. You've probably heard the old adage, just like I have: time waits for no man or woman or dog or cat or any person else. So what I want you guys to understand is that we don't have the time to wait. When you learn something new, take action straight away. That's one of the best ways for you to basically be able to take that information and turn it into your transformation. But here's the third one. The third one, which I think was probably the most detrimental to me throughout the process of that course, was the fact that I was trying to add instead of multiply. Now, in order to explain this, I'm going to break this down with a very simple analogy. You see, one of the biggest things I learned the moment that program was over was all of the people that achieved the highest level of success, in my understanding, were people who took the things from the program and implemented it straight away into their existing property investment business. And by doing so, what they were doing effectively was taking their existing business, taking this new information and multiplying, merging that stuff together and seeing the multiplicative results. The problem for me was I was trying to add this information on, and a lot of the adding I was doing was in attempts to subtract things I was already doing well. So I want to encourage you, if you're doing some stuff that's right, don't stop doing the right stuff in order to embrace new stuff. What you should do is see how that new stuff can refine the old stuff and bring them together in order to produce multiplicative results. Now, here's the fourth thing that I did wrong, which I know I will never make the same mistake again. The fourth mistake I made was the simple fact that I did not involve my wife enough. Okay, now my wife is my lifelong accountability partner. In 2012, when we got married, we said we were gonna do this thing called life together. And the biggest mistake was, because I was paying some £20,000 to go onto a program, I felt as though maybe I would be saving money to not invest the additional amount of money, whether it was 8,000, 20,000, again, it doesn't matter, to do the program on my own. Now, yes, I'd come home and I'd share with my wife all of the content and all of the information, but it's just not the same. It's just not the same as some of the courses my wife and I had been on before, and it's definitely not the same as if me and my wife were in the room together. Now, if you're someone who has a business partner or accountability partner and you're thinking of going on what some people might call an expensive property course, I would always advocate that you bring your partner along. Now, here's the reason why. In the Bible, in the book of Ecclesiastes, it says it so beautifully. It says two are better than one. And that was one of my big learning points. I realized that if I was with my wife throughout that training, the level of information we would have taken away, but more importantly, the level of transformation we would have had would have been exponential. So there are 4 reasons why basically I would encourage you, if you are going on a expensive, as some people call it, property training program, to make sure you don't make those same mistakes. Now, here's my conclusion. Do I believe that expensive property investing courses are a scam, or do I actually believe that they're actually worth it and legitimate? Well, the answer to that question is it all depends. You see, I went on this £20,000 program in 2016, and in 2021, my wife and I signed up for another 30,000 program with another organization. Now, some of you might be saying, Samuel, you're crazy. Why would you do such a thing? Well, I'm going to tell you why we do such a thing. Because in less than 60 days after signing up to that new program in 2021, we were able to generate in excess of the same £30,000 that we had put down and invested into that program. I want to encourage you that if you see an opportunity besides property to get a very great return on investment, that you should take that opportunity. This is Samuel I Can Win. I'm signing out. Have a good one, and go watch this video right here so you can learn even more about how we win in property daily. Take care and God bless.